Welcome to another episode of the Cannabis Coffee Crew, where the coffee is strong, the cannabis is smooth, and the conversations are out of this world.
Boom squad in the house. I lower the boom when I do the cipher dance. But that's just Aggie Bass as I romance the blast. I take puffs on stuff rough enough to give a buzz to my guns, even though we don't touch the stuff. See this blood in my front, some say might stink. But yo, the stuff helps me think, helps me think, helps me.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another happy Friday here with the Cannabis Coffee Crew. We hope you're doing good, and we're here to get high again today. So, Folk, how you doing today, man?
Doing well, doing well. Hit a good milestone. I guess this week technically. So it's been good. Still waiting to actually smoke this morning, but we're getting to it.
You ain't smoked yet?
Not yet, no. I'm working on it though. Pandar, how you doing this morning?
Doing great, getting the bong ready. I just cleaned it, so now our first smoke of the day gonna be fresh. Fresh and so clean with the laser bong. Just so fresh, so clean, so fresh and so clean.
Fresh and so clean.
Ah, great music.
How you doing today, Sincere?
Happy Friday, guys. I'm doing great. I just rolled up some Zooskis, which is our like local name brand weed going around, and they have like these cute pink papers and filters. So I just rolled up a joint of that and getting the day started. Gonna head to the shop later. Itsu, what you got going on today?
Not much. I'm still residually drunk from last night. Went out with the friends with Momo and Pete. Went out with them. Got some drinks. $2 Tuesday. Um,
Let's go.
I know, right? Nothing much is happening here other than just being alive.
That's always good.
I know, right?
It's a good first step. Yeah.
Nuke. Yes, my favorite person. How are you doing? What's going on with
Oh,
you?
man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing the best I can.
Hey, well, yeah.
Uh, had a lot going on the last couple days. I'm high as a kite on multiple things. From the
Mhm.
doctor, by the way, from the doctor, not street drugs. Not them street drugs, but
We don't
I'm
judge.
doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Word.
All right, we can go
I don't
into
know.
topics now.
Maybe it's better when it's laced with other stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want your healthcare drugs mixed with a little bit of not healthcare drugs?
Oh, that's something we should talk about today. Remember the
Drugs?
notion of like 1 to 2 times a year your doctor should facilitate you getting super fucked up? That should become a
Yeah.
medical like norm.
I
When you
mean,
I'm
say
saying.
everyone is,
facilitate, what do you
but
mean?
like, okay, so
Like
So what
give
I
you the
mean is like,
drugs.
yeah, go to the doctor and be like, "Listen, I've been very
today's my
good this
daily fuck
year.
up.
Very
I've been a
good.
good boy this year, and I would really like 4 Valiums and
For
a couple
volumes.
Percocets to have with my beverages."
Right, that would be a good time.
I'm just saying, I wish the world could be that honest. Like, there are lots of people that work every day that are stressed out, and like they find their own times to go get with their friends and get shit faced or whatever and enjoy their off time. But I personally don't believe or see why like a responsible person couldn't go to a doctor and just be like, please. Like celebrities get away with it all the fucking time. 'Cause they got
And
the
I
money
mean,
to cushion the doctor's pocket, but I just think it should be like a I don't know. I don't see it as bad because my belief is that everything in moderation. Like,
I don't
as
know. I
humans,
just
I
see
believe in
like
everything in moderation.
mental health care days are taking off. This is my mental health care day. I want to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
Why
if
isn't that a
your
thing?
responsibilities are taken care of, your kids are in daycare with grandma for the day. What the fuck does it matter?
Getting lit.
Yeah. But
I
why can't we
bet
just be
you
honest with the doctor and be like, "Yeah, I like this weekend, I wanna get fucked up. Like, can you give me a couple Valium so I can have it with my drink?" Or some
I'm just
people don't care
saying.
for Valium, but, like, I'm just saying I feel like you should be honest and be able to have one like a little bit of time to actually just be a little carefree.
That'd be cool as shit.
Hey,
I
Doc, let me get
Submit
some of them
some
Zans.
paperwork so that it's documented and what you got and shit,
Doc,
and then
Is
please.
that one thing still a thing where if you just make a petition and enough people sign it, they'll look at it?
Yep.
I think.
Excuse
Mm-hmm.
me, doctor, but I have not bought meth off the street all year. Can I please have drugs?
I am not high enough for this.
So I mean, I think there should maybe be some stipulations. I
I
don't
feel like
know.
once upon a time, it probably was that type of thing. Like it was like a hey, I'm super stressed out. Like think of before they knew what anxiety and depression was. It kind of was like, here, take this. It's supposed to make you feel better. And I feel like with everything, like the reason it doesn't exist is because it was got abused and ended up turning into now
Yeah, if
a
they only
huge
had one day
problem.
a year they could have done it, it wouldn't have got abused.
I don't
Well,
think it's so
didn't
much
it?
about
But that's like
abuse. I think
asking
it's
if
more
the
about
purge would work.
regulation and money and taxes, to
Do
be
you guys
honest with
think
you.
the purge would be the same way? Like if we had one day a year where we could get out all of our malicious intent and murdering and killing, do you think that would stop killing all the rest of the year?
Mm,
Hell no.
No,
no.
because there's this
Right.
thing
So
called
having one
revenge.
day,
And if
Yeah,
one
people
somebody
day that
kills
still
lets us
somebody's
do
loved
that.
one, you think they're gonna care if they wait? Like they're not gonna wait for a whole year. They're gonna get their revenge. But I mean,
well, there's still
I don't know.
people
I feel
act
like
on
there's a difference
instinct.
between taking lives and having drugs. Um, but because lives come with a lot of other things tied to it. People have loved ones, people have families. The Purge is entirely a fake movie because those people wouldn't have kept it contained to
Well, I
wait.
was comparing the concept of like if you allow something to be acceptable for one day a year, will it stop your urge the other 364 days?
I mean, probably not. But quitting smoking, that urge sticks around even years later. I mean, it's just humans, our brains go endorphins and then we like it and then we think about it.
Gotta
But,
have it.
but do we think it's really fair that the only people who get these things are people who either lie and say they're in chronic pain and try to manipulate the system, or they are people that actually need them, but the regular working class group of individuals doesn't actually get to do any of those things? So it's like, I don't know, it feels like we are somewhat ostracizing the people
But do
that
it.
are actually the productive members of the society as a whole that are contributing to it more. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't really relate on this topic. I don't have the desire to have a day where I get that kind of fucked up. I only enjoy this high, I guess.
I mean, I have those days where I'm just like, I want to get more than high today. But then I
Mm.
always go, well, I can't other than alcohol if I want to go get some alcohol. And that's where it stops. But the desire's there.
It's more like human curiosity.
I
Like
don't
Mm.
know.
humans are very curious. Humans are that's just like our nature. And I
That's why we
think
eat
it's
Tide Pods.
oh my
Oh,
god.
well.
We're not no. I mean, essentially yes, but the problem was
We've
the
gotten full
idiots that
circle.
did it again and kept doing it.
Well, do we think people would be less inclined to eat Tide Pods if they could go to the doctor and
Have a
get
prescription for
drugs?
Tide Pods.
Just,
Well, there are less people eating Tide Pods because they know that it didn't go well.
I know, I'm joking.
Well,
They're
I
actually
guess
pretty
my thing is
tasty.
like
Humans are,
if it's for experimental purposes, like a lot like facilitating somebody to try something to see if it works for them, I guess. I don't know, but I guess the way you worded it, it seems like it would be a reward system. Like your reward would be getting fucked up on drugs, and that's definitely not the message I want to support. So that's why I'm like,
I mean, that's what I do for myself. Like I bust my ass as a software engineer. I would work late nights, I would work weekends, I would do whatever. And many software engineers like myself found solace in getting fucked up when we actually finally had time off.
Yeah.
It's I'm just being honest with you. Like I know many people that are essentially borderline alcoholics because it's their only option. They can't actually pursue anything else or try anything else. We only have very minute amount of things that are actually legal, and they take 15 years to change. So,
Yeah.
and Valium's not that bad. Like at
Go do
least
some
in my
mushrooms.
experience with it. Yeah, mushrooms. I think that should be something everybody gets to experience if they want to.
I
Hell yeah.
love mushrooms.
Well, I
No,
think
but yeah.
psychedelics in general can be a truly life-altering experience, and in
Absolutely.
good ways.
Yes.
Well,
That's
we.
what we're here for, right?
What y'all? Yeah, yeah. The kid in Wisconsin that shot up the Christian school, and now.
A lot about it, but
Listen, glad to see women in male-dominated fields.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Not gonna lie, I knew
I
that was
mean,
coming at some point.
fair enough.
Love to
Fair enough.
see it. But no, it's truly a sad thing. Like I hate that it's still a continuing issue as far as just like how easy it is for a kid to just get access to a gun, and then
But
how
is
easy
it?
it is for them
I
to
mean, kids
get
have
somewhere.
actually always had easy access to firearms.
That
They
is
had
true.
more access to firearms back in the day. More
Yeah.
kids were hunting with their families because that's how you survived. I don't
Yeah,
know
but
that it's
the
access.
Well, that's
no,
supervised access.
but also the big distinction though is, I mean, life was different. I
That
mean,
is true.
I'm
Education.
sorry, but like,
Those kids were educated on the firearms and their uses and their resource and the necessity for having them back then because survival was more dependent on it. As now, it's not. It's a luxury. It's something that not all kids see around their lives or are exposed to at all in some instances.
Why is that not the problem? Why aren't we teaching more about firearms so
I
that
mean, the
there is less
problem,
ignorance?
Well,
it's not just that though. It's our quality of life as humans has diminished as society has grown.
that too. Yeah, it's a bunch of factors.
Individuals that lived with their dad in the woods and went out and went hunting and shit. They were surrounded by family members, loved ones. The neighbor could whoop their ass when they were misbehaving, so the neighbor was like family. Like it was different. Nowadays, kids go to school, get bullied, teachers look the other way because they're not allowed to deal with the bullies and they're not allowed to do anything. They just let the shit perpetuate until someone's like, all right, fuck it. I'm done with this. I'm tired of being treated that way. And they go and handle their shit. And they do it, they let out that aggression, that frustration, that anger out the wrong way because they don't know how to express it. And they just want it to stop. Like, I think that is fundamentally the primary issue with the school shootings. I was in school once. I know how shitty kids can be to each other.
Yeah.
That is a big problem is how shitty people are to each other. Kids like exponentially so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a I don't know. I don't think there's ever gonna be a real solution to the mass shooting problem until we get the right people in offices. I mean, yeah, we can start by educating our kids, but that won't stop kids nowadays from doing mass shootings.
I think it starts in the home with taking your own accountability and responsibility to teach your kids and the
How to
Yeah.
difference in
handle
one teaching
emotions,
your kids
how
often do things without realizing the extent of the consequences, and
yeah.
video games play a big part in the reason why kids don't understand that people's lives after you shoot them can't respawn and can't restart. They can't get that chance back. They can't take it back. And
I
then you
think
have the
parents that don't
situations.
like sit
Where,
down with their kids and explain that, yeah, because like our kids are big gamers, but they also
yeah,
100% know that that shit is fake.
And they know what it feels like
Hmm.
to shoot a real gun.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it
Most
yeah.
also
do do.
it also when it comes to bullying, like it's a matter of the parents being aware of what type of child they have. Is their child on the end of being the bully or receiving the bullying? Because there's one end or the other, or your child is a bystander, which either way, like all three roles have something you as a parent need to be engaged in understanding where your child falls along the line and educating them of the effects of all of them.
So, and I agree, like it definitely has to do with parents not being as involved, but I
Well,
think it's how our society has evolved to where now both parents have to be working in order for your family to survive. No one is able to actually sit at home.
I mean, there are people that choose that, but
Well,
they
yes,
struggle for different reasons, right?
Hmm.
but it's just like as a whole, we're disconnected as a family unit.
Yeah, 100%. And that just goes back to what Kev was saying. You know, it's a fuck. I forgot what he said now.
Back to the
Yeah.
roots where
No, it's a
family was more
systemic
connected. Yeah.
problem that I think is just going to get exacerbated. Like, if you think back to before World War II, the primary households were a man who worked full time. The woman could stay at home and not work. She had typically had children, what have you. That was pretty standard norm for society. And then after World War II, women got brought in to industrial jobs because the men were away at
Hmm.
war. And then when everything returned, it never actually returned to that previous norm because they said, look, our workforce doubled. That's amazing. And we can pay each individual person less.
Yeah.
Bomb move for business. Amazing move for business. But
So why would we push people back to a family lifestyle? And I also get that there are women out there that don't want to sit at home and don't want
no,
that.
I understand that. But I'm saying that if two people decide to work, they should have an excess of money. If one is working, it should be adequate to buy a home like it used to be.
Right.
Like it should be able to put a
Yeah.
roof over your head, pay for transportation, like
Without being a
and your
doctor or
utilities.
something.
But then
Like,
that
Yeah.
just
but also, no, you shouldn't be
So
able to
it will
work at
never go
McDonald's and buy a $200,000 house. No,
well, but
no.
it will never go back to that pre-norm. Like it's just the sad truth, right? It's a capitalist country. Everything business drives this country. So, we made a mistake, and that mistake is going to haunt us forever.
well,
But
yeah.
you can only squeeze so much blood out of an orange. And we're starting to get to the point where people are fed up with all they do is fucking work incessantly,
And get
nonstop.
fucked over by the system.
Right. And then watches all their hard earned money is being stripped from them by the government, etc. And they just at some point you get to a point where you're like, is it even worth it anymore? Like I'm just
Hmm.
tired of this shit. I don't want to do it anymore. And it fucking sucks. I wish our lives weren't
And
like that.
that's how governments collapse. That how in revolutions start.
But it always starts with the people starting to crack first. And I think that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people are starting to crack. They're just getting fed up with it. The CEO healthcare shit. That's
Oh
why
yeah.
half the people in this world are like, fuck yeah. Fuck those people. They're assholes.
So, do y'all think the person they have arrested is the actual killer?
I've seen that happen going around. I don't know. I haven't even actually seen the footage that they seen that they have of him with his mask down. I haven't seen the actual footage of him committing the murder either. So
It does look like two different people.
You see all the posts of people photoshopping his ass into they're like photoshopping a picture of him into their party or something. They're like, nah, he was
yeah,
me with me at that time over here.
yeah. Like no, we was at Applebee's last night, dude. How could that be him? Apparently he
Just
had
somebody.
he was a
Moral patrol.
valedictorian.
No, he was a
What was
super smart guy.
Yeah, he was just some random
That
super smart
guess what
dude.
happened? That smart brain of his said, "What is all this shit for?"
I think he's one of the victims of
He
the
snapped.
healthcare system.
Or one of his family members.
One of its family members for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. When people snap,
All it
that's why
takes
I
is
don't. Uh,
passion, and really education is necessary for you to know what it takes to make something like that possible.
Yeah, someone was
Your
saying
average
there's like
stupid murderer is not killing somebody as significant. So if he did do it, like it makes sense that it took an educated guy or whatever.
at
that's
first,
what
they
they
were
were
saying
saying.
he's got to be law enforcement or ex-military. Nope.
Why?
That's what
because
they
of
were.
how he
That's
handled
literally
The
the
was in
way
the
the
gun.
way it
original
was
article.
worked, yeah, the way
Yeah.
he did it, it just was like there's no
No,
way
when the
some
gun
random
jammed,
dude.
he didn't like repeatedly attempt to shoot it or think there was an issue. He
No, he
immediately
cleared the
cleared the
jam
jam and
and
kept
kept going.
firing.
Yeah,
But that doesn't require law enforcement.
No.
That doesn't.
no,
It doesn't. But that is what they originally said because the
His
news
expertise.
or whoever spoke up believes the
I got
general
it.
public is so fucking stupid
yeah,
that they
and
couldn't
I was
shoot somebody
just
and
about
go,
to
"Oh
say
no,
that.
my gun's not firing," and
I was
clear a jam
just
and keep
about to say
shooting.
that. The government, our government undermines the U.S. people so much. They
Yeah.
just completely underestimate us so
Under
much.
That's why we're not allowed to save our own retirement. They
It
have to
seems like
take
they
out Social
forget.
Security.
I'm just saying, it seems like they forget the Anarchist Cookbook is still available online.
Yes.
All right. And now our podcast is on the watch list. Let's go.
I'm just
They love
listen.
it.
It's a very educational piece of documentation. There are a lot of things in it that yes, their purposes are
I can see
nothing
the
more than
FBI outside my
nefarious.
window now.
But there's many ways he could have got rid of that guy. He made it a public display for a reason.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh
The
yeah.
bullet
It was.
casings issue, it was done for, like, for
You tell me.
publicity, for
You
It
tell me
was
fame.
what criminal doesn't want to get caught is gonna get caught with a manifesto, the gun, and everything else he had on him at the time of the murder. You
That's what
let me
seems
know.
odd. Like, you're so smart. Why
That's
would
what I
you have
told
that on
Amanda.
you?
Literally a forge. A forge. Any relatively like this guy's level of intelligence, if he wanted to, they never would have found a gun. They never would have found any bullets. Nothing. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, how? What criminal you know is running from the law is gonna have all that stuff in a backpack, the same backpack he wore when he
on
did the
him.
crime. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, that just
No.
doesn't make
Oh,
sense
he
to
did
me.
it intentionally to say our system is fucked and things need to change. And as people get to their breaking points, they're going to start doing that shit more and more. Like
Yeah,
the intelligent people aren't going to pick up a gun and go shoot random innocent people. They're going to pick very specific people to make a point. I mean, it's just I told Amanda this shit was going to start happening like almost a year ago because people are starting to crack. Like,
hmm,
it just doesn't work anymore, man. People are sick and tired of just work incessantly until you fucking die.
hell yeah. Everything you pay for isn't what it is, or you don't really own it. Yeah, they're tired of that shit.
I mean, do you like you own a house, but do you ever really own the house if you have to
Thank
pay
you.
taxes on it every fucking year?
Even after it's
Facts.
paid.
Yeah, you're paying,
Facts. Property
okay, I've paid
tax,
all of it off, and now I still have to pay my taxes
property
forever.
tax.
Forever. There's no end. Like, shouldn't the taxes happen when you purchase the house? Isn't that how everything else works? When you buy a car, you pay taxes on that car,
Hmm.
and then they still then charge you when it's paid off. Like, it's ridiculous. It never stops. All they want to do is keep milking us for labor and money.
Yeah, we
Yep.
have to pay for our working. That was a fun conversation with our 14-year-old who just started to earn some money through streaming and through gaming because she just won two tournaments pretty much over the last 2 years. Second place for one, and she
Oh
just
yeah,
got first place this year. Let's
2024
go.
champion. How about
Hey.
Whoop,
esports?
Hell
whoop. Let's
yeah.
go Tufa. All right. But we just had to have the hard talk about I'm filling out the forms for her
Hmm.
affiliate account and I'm filling out a tax form. She's like, "What's that for?" I'm like, "Because whatever money you make, you have to pay the government a percentage of that.
Yep.
Why? I made it. They didn't do anything." And I was like, "Welcome to America."
Yup.
No, welcome to the world.
Well, yeah, but I
It's
Well,
mean,
yeah.
not. It's worse in other places. Like, as much as America seems like, "Oh, no,
That's
that
true.
sucks." How many times have we been on a call with a friend from UK who can't go see a doctor because her job won't let her even though she got hit in the head?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me right now? Your job does not you don't get to tell me if I'm hurt. Like,
Because there's no like workman comp type, it's all completely different over there.
I'm just saying, like the fence or the grass. What's the saying? The grass is not always greener on the other side, and I
It's
think it's
greener where
true.
you
I don't think
water
it's
it.
good anywhere. I think the grass is fucking dead and dying all across this world.
The grass is greener where you
Rowan.
water it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I water our grass. It's pretty fluffy.
I'm starting to take
Bruh.
the old man, getting them
Yeah.
old man goggles. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you are.
Yeah.
You
Oh
tell
yeah.
all those motherfuckers to stay off my fluffy green grass. Get off my lawn. My wife
Get
works
off my
on that.
lawn. Get off my lawn.
Your age is showing.
I mean, you say that. I'm
Bro,
gonna be the
calm
old man
down.
on.
Calm
I'm gonna be the
down.
old man that's sitting on the porch with the 12 gauge sitting next to him, full of rock salt. Just so when them kids are like, "Stay on my
Rock
lawn," yeah,
salt.
get out of here, Shatheed. We gonna fight.
Flaming
Shatheed is
toilet
a
paper
funny way
roll.
of saying shithead. My
I'll
friend said he was gonna name his kid that.
I'll send the walkers to you guys real soon.
Bro, you're not even that much younger.
Damn.
Yes, I am.
Can you make sure the walker's equipped with like
Tennis balls, yeah.
no, those spiky trap things?
What?
Huh?
What? Spice
So I could
strips?
just be no. What are they called? Caltrops.
Oh, yeah.
Dropping out the walker?
Bro, walking through Walmart. Caltrops.
Are we playing
And then the next
DBD in
person's coming
Walmart?
behind
What's
with their cart,
happening?
pushing their cart super aggressive, hits a caltrop.
Are we
Sorry, I
Yep.
just
Funny.
had a
Oh,
funny
okay. So we're
image in
not
my head.
playing DBD in Walmart. We're playing Mario Kart. That's what's happening?
Kind of, but
Mhm.
not well. Okay, banana peels would be funnier and probably less likely someone actually stepped on it or something and got hurt. So you're right.
Oh my god.
But I could just totally see a cart like hitting something and just like flipping over.
No, but
I
we've
don't know
already
why. That
said
image in my head was hilarious.
we are not going to
Like this
be
90-year-old man causing destruction in Walmart with his, with his walker.
no, because we're
Oh.
not going to be the old people that die in bed. It ain't
We
happening.
don't want to be.
But
We're
yeah.
going out really fucking cool, like robbing a bank or something.
Jesus.
Shh.
Dang, yeah, shut up. Now you're really on the watch list.
That's fine. I still got
We'll
like
do
40
it in
years.
what was that bank robber like back in the day that was like super nice to everybody? There was one that was like incredibly nice to people, and he would just give them a letter and be like, "Give me money," and they'd give him the money and he'd leave. But he wasn't a dickhead. Like he wasn't yelling at people, pointing guns in their face, nothing.
None of that.
I mean, I give that guy a little bit of props.
No, I want to be wild. I'm going to be like Tammy.
What? Oh, from the movie Jenny McCarthy. Was it Jenny McCarthy, right?
I think that's her name. I think that's.
Yeah, the movie Tammy. That shit's funny, dude. That movie
Yeah,
is hilarious.
it is
Nah, we
funny.
just don't want to be like we
You
just don't want to go out boring,
put all
and
the
we don't
pie in the
really want to
bag.
live until we're at an age where we can't like move or function anymore.
You're gonna be trying to die when you're old.
It just
I mean,
doesn't.
maybe. I mean, like skydiving is something that we might like to try. Why not try it
Oh,
when
What
you're
no?
90? If your parachute don't open, whatever.
Fuck it.
let
A
me
hell of
tell
a
you,
skydiving.
I was
You guys are so
I was
funny.
I was going for my A license in skydiving. I strongly suggest that if you ever get a chance, go. It's fucking amazing.
I mean, it looks fun.
I don't know. I was really bad at indoor skydiving. I'd
To be
probably be
honest, I
just
just
as
don't.
bad as outdoor.
To be honest with you, I just don't want a dude strapped to my back.
Well,
I'm gonna
you
be
can,
real. Like that's
well, you
half
don't
of it.
have to. You don't
Let me
have
die with dignity. You know.
you can sit through their class, which is an all-day class, and then jump your first time without anybody.
Okay.
Sometimes they make you do a tandem, but it depends on where you go. But one tandem,
What if I
like,
don't
just
consent?
get used. I
They're just
mean,
Maybe
messing
you
with you,
can be
dude.
in the back of him.
you might can
I
find a
don't
way.
want that either.
Yeah, you can be on the back.
I don't want that. I don't want either, to be
What
honest
about
with you.
front to front?
There we go.
What?
Yeah, you'll be flying backwards.
That seems terrifying, but also it also sounds like it defeats the purpose of skydiving.
Oh, you
Why am
get in
I
You're
the
just
looking
looking up
sky.
at where I've
You're sky
been.
falling. You're sky falling.
or into your instructor's eyes? That seems worse. Hold me while we fall to our death.
You
Tip to tip. Yeah.
have a
Tip,
fall.
tip,
Oh!
Yeah,
nip to
tip,
nip,
tip.
nip to nip, tip to tip. Let's
Oh
go.
god. Oh god. Next article. What are we talking about?
Nip to nip, tip to tip. Oh man.
Why?
Oh, Canada.
Oh yeah,
What's going
Canada.
on in Canada?
So Canada, like it's ridiculous to live there. Like people cannot afford. It is worse than being here in America right now. Like they can't afford to live, buy houses, afford their rent, like groceries are
Healthcare.
Hell, that sounds
ridiculous.
like us too.
Yeah, but it's like
It's worse.
it's way worse. And they're calling for Trudeau to resign, and they're wanting an election instead of somebody just fucking walking up in there. Uh like there's all kinds of shit. I've even heard that uh if they if we slap a tariff on them, they're going to stop sending oil down our way.
It's not even just oil. It's like they'll cut off our electricity resource too that we get from them.
Yeah,
It'd be
that
harder
too.
to get a lot of like car parts because a lot of that comes, I think, from Canada. Hard to
But
get electronic devices. Yeah, it's bad up there right now.
it's
I mean, it was
crazy.
bad, years ago.
Mm.
Remember a Syrian talking to us about the cost of chicken
30
wings?
something dollars for like a pack of chicken wings.
Yeah.
God
I
dog.
ain't never eating chicken again. How about that?
I seen online too. It said because they took in so many new immigrants too, that's a huge problem.
Listen,
That's on them.
I love the idea of helping people escaping their country, seeking asylum. I have no problem with that. But can we close our fucking borders? Can
I
we
mean,
just
to be
close
Oh,
it?
honest,
oh,
Can
like
we just close it?
the saddest part is that there is enough resources. There really is enough resources to actually help everyone, but humans will never agree. So it will never become a reality. Like it really is sad, but the world produces enough food that no one should go hungry. It's just that we all
yeah.
like to silo
Greed.
ourselves and go, "That's your problem. We're dealing with our problems. Oh, that's your problem over there. That's your problem over there." And we're like little cliques in high school talking shit about each other instead of actually like trying to communicate and solve problems. It's wild. It really is wild. But I think there is solutions. But everyone wants to fight about everything.
Instead of being like actually coming together as a world.
I mean, plenty of software engineers don't get along, and guess what they do every single day? They work together.
And it's like we had trade and stuff set up, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't
Then
like
there
this
was money.
country. I don't like
Right.
that country. Then it is. It's like a whole bunch of high school fights in the lunchroom that then went worldwide.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just sad because as a child, you think grown-ups got it all figured out. And then you
Grown-ups
grow
ain't got
up and you
shit figured
realize
out.
that childhood just came with you. Like there is no actual grown-up fairy tale where they have shit figured out. It's just all the things you knew in high school perpetuated all over again and then all over again and then all over again
In different
indefinitely.
forms, yeah. Even in the
Mhm.
workplace, you have cliques of people that come
Yep.
together, and it's crazy. I'm sure you feel it in the tattoo scene, Bree. Like it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
A little saddening, little demoralizing.
Does someone just have like a burn book at the top of like the CEO burn book?
I'm sure there's plenty of them.
Right.
I mean, some prostitute had one few. What was it, like 6, 8, 10 years ago? I don't remember what her name was. Oh, sorry, not prostitute, call girl.
Had a burn book?
No, had like just a book with all these different like politicians and
Oh, that's a black
Black
book.
book.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same diff.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you
True.
get that book, then you have the list. You know,
It's true. The burn book tells you exactly what every girl did in high school.
Mm.
everywhere you look, there's moral corruption, and then all the people you meet. Like the sad part is, a lot of people in your day to day life, they're all good people. But none of these motherfuckers, none of the good people are actually running anything.
Right.
It's always the sociopaths. It's always the people that have no fucking soul that go, oh, well, we can promote you to CEO because you don't have an issue with firing people.
Yeah.
And then
You have no
that
heart.
soulless
You fill this
individual
job
gets to
perfectly.
drive the direction of how everything goes. So why do we think everything's getting shittier? Because they don't care about your time off. They don't care about your family time. Look at Elon Musk. Dude's over here talking about telling his people to work like over 100 hours a week. No way, no how, bro. Nope.
You can go ahead and fire me now.
I mean, there's a reason I never even attempted to try and get a job at Tesla.
Hell no.
Or like at one point he was like, "Oh, working at Google would be cool because it's a big tech company." And then he like looked into working at Google a little more and he found out that Google basically provides sleep pods.
Oh, yeah. No, they provide mad amenities on campus that your loved ones can't use, only employees of the company can. But the whole reason they provide those amenities is so you never go home.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Exactly.
I want to go home. Like right now. Like what?
No, I mean, it just sucks. I really wish we could find a better work-life balance and we could actually start helping each other instead of fighting and trying to plot each other's demise. But
Yeah.
unless the world somehow sees eye to eye on the appropriate way to oversee people, I mean, we'll never move past that, right? Every country will isolate themselves and they'll say, no, my way is better. No, my way is better. Until it all fucking goes to ruin. Like it just
Soiled it.
fucking sad. Because the world could be amazing. If people weren't people, the world could truly be amazing.
Yeah.
The world is amazing. We
It has
just,
amazing moments, but
Yeah.
there's definitely,
there's just so much more opportunity that this world could be
It's a
this.
lot like the movie we just watched last night. Have y'all seen Red One?
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cute.
I mean, ironically, it's exactly like that movie. There's more naughty people in the world than there are good people. I
But
don't
goodness
necessarily believe
wins.
that's true per se. Like I think in the world there is still many good people. It's just all that bad people are the ones that run everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I know not bad in the sense of actually bad. Sometimes they're just workaholics, right? And do ketamine on the side. Like I said, he works hard. He wants to get fucked up when he wants to. But he's got the money to get ketamine. So, it's fine. It's
Could you
medically
imagine
prescribed.
playing Diablo 4 on ketamine?
That would be
That would be
insane.
awful.
Ketamine is expensive.
That's what is it ketamine like a
To be honest, I don't know a lot about it.
oh, okay.
It's
I
an
don't either. I thought it was
anesthetic.
like
I was
meth.
saying, isn't it like a horse tranquilizer?
Yeah, it's an
Oh,
Yeah.
anesthetic.
well
Right.
then never mind.
Which would make sense why someone like Elon Musk turns to that because it shuts his brain up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being honest with you. A lot
No,
of
you're probably right.
people that have overactive brains tend to turn to things to quiet it.
I thought it
Yep.
was like something hype up. So I was like, oh my God, Diablo 4, wow, like hyped up. But no, Diablo 4 on like a tranquilizer, you wouldn't get very far in the dungeon.
I've never even
Depends
played
on how much of
Diablo.
said tranquilizer you had. But I mean, if you had the actual dosage a horse would take, you'd probably be dead.
Mhm. There's no waking up from that one.
Who said?
I don't know. That movie was actually surprisingly good. I thought it
Hmm,
was good.
I might have to watch it again. I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
a
it was
lot.
clever. I liked
Oh yeah,
the different twists and stuff,
it
and
told a
then
really good
having
story.
yeah, I like the way they twisted in the elements about like instead of it just being elves, it was like the ELF, and it was
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
more organized and almost militarized, but with there was no guns. It was just very organized. Um, and it was I don't know, it was kind of clever. And then they had like the secret task force
Like the
to
Secret Service.
protect the mythical world, I think is what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Mora.
Mythological world. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like Mora was the name of it.
And then they had the Ghost Rider or the Headless Horseman. They had his head
Yeah,
in a
Yeah.
that was
box. That
super
shit
cute.
was funny. All right,
Hmm.
we're gonna have to add spoiler alert before that,
Yeah,
Oh
um,
yeah,
yeah.
or just cut it out. That's fine. But I thought the movie was good.
It was good.
definitely a rewatchable movie.
Hmm. How
Um,
Um,
about Dear Santa? Did you guys watch that one?
no,
is that the
I
one
don't
with
know.
Jack Black?
Yes,
I have not watched it yet, but I kind of want to.
you should. Also, a really cute one.
Dude, Jack Black
Super
is
funny.
hilarious.
Jack
Yeah.
Black is amazing. Jack
He's
Black is.
just
Very
very free
funny.
spirited, and you don't normally see that in a lot of men. Like
Mm-mm.
being that outgoing and free spirited, it reminds me of the way Jim Carrey would act in his movies and shit. He would do like outlandish things to get a laugh,
But
right?
confident in that you don't give a fuck that you look silly and ridiculous.
Right.
You
Hmm.
And
own it.
Jack Black strikes me that like he has that same sort of attitude, it
I like
seems
to
like.
think I own my silliness too.
I
Is that
strive to
why
be
I
you
your
just
Jack
wish there
Black.
were more people
is that
like
why
that.
you married me?
Huh?
Is that why you married me? Because I will hit my head on a wall, bounce, and be, haha, it's okay.
Maybe.
I'm
That's
not
not
gonna. No, my
one
head is
reason I
egg
married you.
shaped. Okay, so that's why it is. It does bounce off a wall better. I don't know what to say. I hit my head
It does
on
bounce off.
fucking everything.
Yeah, it is pretty wild how frequently she hits her head on stuff.
That's
I would.
concerning.
She's still kicking.
I'm
It's all
shocked.
good.
Like I don't have. I probably have multiple concussions, but
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
have bruises or anything. But yeah,
Mm-mm.
no,
Well, it's because it glances.
true.
Shh.
That
Oh my
egg
god!
shape.
Speaking of glances, all right, the one scene I was dying. The one scene with the Rock and Krampus in Red One, and Krampus is like lining up the slap for Krampus Schlop, and he just keeps
Yeah.
bringing his hand in and just touching his face because his hand is like it's just bigger than his head, right?
Massive.
And he's just like cradling his head, and the Rock's face is like, this is gonna suck.
This is gonna
That
hurt.
that scene was fucking hilarious. Ugh.
Now I'm gonna watch that movie. I'm gonna make my girlfriend sit down and watch it.
You're
She ain't gonna like
welcome.
me, but she'll have to deal with it. That's what she chose. Stuck with me now when he did the paperwork.
Mm.
Mm.
How do y'all feel about drones?
I'm bad at
I,
flying them.
I've never
It,
flown one, but
The one time I did, it crashed into the ground immediately, and I was like, "Take this back."
I mean, if you flew the one Justin had, like the one we bought was way earlier and was quite crap. But the one
Yeah,
that we
they're
had,
hard to
it
fly.
literally flew for you. You're just like, go higher into the air, go forward, go left, go right. Like it was very. There was no like account for the wind, worry about this, worry about that. And then when you wanted to land it, you just push a button and it comes back to you and auto lands.
Yeah,
here's
that's
just
nice.
here's what my grandpa says about drones. He's like that when he hears people or the news talk about like UFOs and aliens, he thinks of drones because drones in his head when he sees a drone, it moves kind of like what a UFO would move like.
I'm just
Hmm.
saying, I'm pretty good at skeet shooting,
Skeet
and
shooter. Well, you need to be in New Jersey then, bro.
I will take out some drones. I actually really enjoy skeet shooting. It's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying to watch the clay pigeon just into dust.
Bro slings it out there in the sky.
Yeah.
No, I like
I
drones.
mean, it's great practice for hunting drones.
I haven't I haven't seen a drone in years. I think the last drone I seen it was just flying randomly over my boy's house. He was like, "Oh, cool, look at that." And then we thought about it. It was like,
Creepy.
hopefully no one's looking for us, or like looking to scope out the house.
You can scope out anything. That's the creepy part about them. Is
They're
that like,
they're
what are you
quiet.
gonna do about it?
They're quiet. If you
Still
don't see
don't
the
got my
light,
Amazon
What am
packages
I gonna
being
do about
delivered.
it? Take my double barrel shotgun and get rid of it.
y'all
Mm.
get my
I mean,
handy
I'm
dandy
just being
slingshot.
honest with you. This is Georgia. If I explained that to a police officer that I shot a drone that was at my window with a shotgun, they'd be like, "Oh,
All
cool."
right,
And
yeah,
they'd be like, "Can we have the drone so we can find out who it belongs to?"
yeah.
They'd be more
If you can
pissed
find it,
about that than about shooting it.
probably get sued. You shot my drone. I'm gonna sue.
I was going to get my concealed carry permit like redone. This was many years ago. And there was a dude in there that he was trying to get something back. I think it was just getting his license back. But he was there because he was drunk one night, driving down the road,
Fuck.
saw a squirrel, so he decided to get out of his truck and shoot at it.
Okay.
And he like just nonchalantly telling the cashier lady as I'm sitting in a chair about his whole ordeal, and I'm like, who does this? Who is like, I'm just gonna get out and start shooting at a fucking squirrel while I'm drunk, mind you. Hey, let's attract all the attention in the world as I'm shooting these.
Like the like what? That's
It sounds
random.
like some Florida man shit, right?
It does
Yeah,
sound like something that happened
not
in
Florida
fun.
man.
Well, this is
I saw
Georgia,
that
man.
gator in the river, so I jumped out the car and got him. What, bro?
My grandpapa used to tell this story about when a gator ate his goats and he killed it. And the game warden came looking for who killed the gator because they go between different periods. Sometimes gators are like you can't touch them, and sometimes you can kill them.
hmm
It just matters, I guess, how many gators there are.
And this was in Panama City.
Yeah,
That checks
but
out.
nah, I
Yeah,
mean
that checks
it's the
out.
same creek I learned to swim in
No, but I
is where
remember
that
like
alligator got killed.
the story from that when the game warden came to his house and he's like, "You know anything about this?" And your grandpapa's like, "No, I don't know nothing. Didn't see nothing. Didn't hear nothing. I don't know nothing." And then pretty
Ain't
much
them.
he's like, "Yeah, you got him right there between the eyes." And Kevin's grandpapa goes, "Oh man, sure, that dude's a good shot."
Yeah,
Talking about his damn self.
yeah.
Hey,
My grandpapa also used to make his. He was a physicist, so relatively smart guy. He used to make his own ammo. He taught his kids how to use weapons, how to hunt, how to do whatever and protect themselves. They taught me. It's kind of a family tradition, to be honest with you.
Well, and then
But
Kevin
that
taught
same,
me because the
yeah,
trailer park didn't teach me but nothing but to run away from guns.
that's what the hood taught me. If you ain't
But
got
then
one, get
Kevin
The
one.
hood
actually, I
taught
mean,
me to
no,
shut
for
the
real,
fuck
it
up.
was. It was actually eye opening because before I met Kevin, I was ignorant to firearms and scared of them because I was ignorant of them. He taught me how to shoot, he taught me how to clean a gun, taught me like pretty much everything about guns. And now I have a different respect for them and obviously understanding.
yeah. I mean,
Guns are
and
one of those
they're
things you gotta respect. You just
And I
gotta
got a
respect the
really
gun.
nice shoulder or
they
not
can
or
be
a side
dangerous.
holster shirt that is my favorite. It fits my Kimber. It's great.
Hey,
I mean, like you want to talk about how guns can be dangerous. I have my grandpapa's Derringer, which, if you don't know what a Derringer is, it's a very, very, very small pistol that shoots 510 shot shell rounds, and it's double barreled, and it has no trigger guard. And he used to sit in his chair after he had like his heart surgery and stuff, and he was in a chair most of the time. He had it tucked under his leg in his chair.
No safety, no
Like,
trigger guard. Like it's like the most unsafe gun out there.
dude, I would not carry that thing. I
With
have it in a
little
shadow
fucking
box.
shotgun
I
shells
won't
in it.
I
Get
won't
out of
use it.
here. Yeah.
But I mean, Like, it doesn't actually take a lot to make a gun. Like, that's what people don't understand. And people can 3D print them now,
I
which
was
is
gonna
Yeah.
say
fantastic.
people are 3D printing them.
Yeah, right.
What was that movie that we watched? Hotel Artemis.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen that movie, also a fantastic movie. It's kind of John Wicky.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like I'd say it's like in that. It feels like it's in that same sort of universe.
I questioned it a few times while we were watching it. I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
when Keanu
but
Reeves
it's a
showing up complaining
fantastic
about his
movie,
dog?
and it's focused on um a nurse who is a nurse for criminals. So she runs like this underground hospital that's like ultra high tech and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that movie's fantastic.
They 3D print a gun in that. That's where it came from.
Yes,
Ooh, we love
they
3D
sure
printing.
do.
I want to get a 3D printer. I want to be able to print some random shit. Like I
We
want to
have.
just.
We have one.
We had
I want
one,
one
gave it
so much.
away, then we got another one.
Yep.
I need one. I just 3D
But
print my
We need
own.
space to use it. That's what we need. We could use it. We have ideas for it. We just have nowhere to use it right now. Nuke, you got any topics you want to talk about?
how's
Who?
that morphine?
Morphin kicking his ass over there. I can tell.
Well, it ain't morphine. It's just tramadol.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty out of it, y'all.
That plus the weed,
Yeah,
and you're just like, whoo.
I'm just trying to.
Well, hopefully your pain and stuff is subsiding. Like, hopefully whatever they
Yeah.
gave you is working.
As
And
long as I don't move, yeah.
I mean, makes makes sense. Yeah,
well, that's
makes.
unfortunate in itself. I can't stay still for too long. It hurts
Yeah, I
me.
can. I got to be up and
No.
moving, doing some.
But I did get up this morning. I was like, oh man, yeah, I feel pretty good. Like, it's not hurting. And then I got good and woke up and it started hurting. And I was like, oh, here we fucking go.
Right.
But it's all good. It's like I told my wife, it's an extraordinarily fun time.
Hey, listen. What do they say about pain? Right. It lets you know you're still alive. So.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
kicking. I'm kicking. It can stop now.
I know it. I'm alive. I'm good.
I mean, if you could, would you choose to have a superpower or be like one of very? There's not very many people, and I don't know what the disorder is called, where they have literally no pain receptor, like
Oh,
pain
I know what you're
doesn't
talking about.
Yeah.
trigger with
Yeah,
them.
they could have like a serious like injury and won't know at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I wish it would be less. I wish it wasn't the same way that it tells us but I think it is necessary to know.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, nerves, you can tone it down from a 9 to a 2. We get it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, ironically, our pain receptors have actually gotten more sensitive as we've
Evolved.
like progressed as humans over
I can
time.
believe that we've gotten more
But
sensitive
does that
because we
mean
don't work as hard in
no,
the
but
same
does that
sense.
mean in like 100 years from now, we're gonna like bump a table and then fall to the ground like people playing soccer? Dude, I hope that's not where we're headed.
Depends how we deal with it.
Right.
Can start
I'm just
passing the
saying, I
can start
can't tolerate soccer. I know
Only
people love the
bar
sport
soccer.
and it is very challenging to play. But when people like barely get bumped and they throw themselves on the ground and start rolling around, only for the ref to be like either they throw a card or don't, and then the person immediately gets up and walks away. Like
Machine. Oh, machine good. We good.
it's just I mean, if the world needs more actors, they should look towards like retired soccer players.
Them retired
It's
people,
half the
man.
job is acting.
Hmm.
Tired people, bro.
Hey, y'all heard Germany's government collapsed?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Last time that happened, they started World War II.
Well, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I guess they call him the prime minister out there. Not too sure. Um, or they call him a chancellor.
Hmm.
Olaf. He lost his vote of confidence, and pretty much what started all of it is he fired his it's like financial person. Um, after they disagreed over like so Germany's economy was shrinking since COVID. It was getting
Right.
bad over there. So he fired the finance dude over there, and then that started a whole bunch of other issues. Following that, like a bunch of other internal disputes started happening within the government over there, and then they was like, you know what, we got to vote bro up out of here, and they did. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Hopefully they don't try to start something crazy because their government's collapse. But that's the what's what's so interesting about this. This is the second government to collapse. I think France's government collapsed a couple of weeks prior to this,
Right.
and Syria's government collapsed also right before Germany's. So there's so many governments are starting to collapse. It makes me wonder, like, when is America's gonna collapse? Is Russia gonna collapse? What about China? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now people are gonna start getting desperate in these type of situations,
Yeah. I
and
think
then
the Chinese people, I mean, they were like rioting in the streets during COVID, right?
hmm
Because the government was doing pretty morally despicable things like like trapping people in
hmm
buildings to avoid the spread of COVID.
yeah.
And I think the only thing about China that might be a little bit different, their people have been oppressed for so long. And I mean, they don't give them any means to stand up and defend themselves. Like the best they normally have is like farm equipment.
Right.
So trying to take on tanks and machine guns with farm equipment is like it's not going to happen unless the military somehow shifted sides and said we no longer like our leader. Like I don't think anything's going to change over there. And I feel like Russia might be in a similar state. Like if you speak up and say something like I don't like Putin, you're
Oh yeah, they're
gone.
coming to get you. Yeah. Yeah.
Like so trying to establish a rebellious force to even stage a coup or start a revolution
Viva la revolution.
becomes difficult because the government is focused on preventing that thing. So they jail whoever talks about it, kill them, whatever it may be. Uh, I don't know. And with today's world, the r- ease of producing a camera, different spy materials, like back in the day, people used to do the same shit. There were kings that would kill people because they didn't like him and stuff like that. But it was
Mhm.
easier to hide it.
Yeah.
Today, I mean, cameras are everywhere. It would not surprise me if the Chinese government didn't have access to every one of their citizens, all of their information, and literally couldn't activate the camera on their phone in real time to like see whatever their phone is seeing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just being honest with you. I it would not
No.
surprise me in the least.
Well,
So how
here's
do you fight back in that situation?
well, that's funny that you brought up that in Russia, their biological and nuclear weapons administrator over there in Russia got blown up by a bomb that was attached to a like a scooter, electric scooter.
Interesting.
hmm I don't know much about it. They haven't said much about it. Russia's gonna keep a lot of that stuff hush hush anyway. But yeah, he walked outside of some building he was in, and then there was a scooter just chilling on the wall right next to him, and then boom, blew up.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's crazy.
It does
But
not
I mean,
shock me.
here it is again, right? Every technological advancement that humans have made has come back to be misused against
Mm.
humans.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Always will.
Like I'm pretty
And yet
sure
we're
the
still
atom
trying to
bomb,
build
if I'm not
robots.
mistaken, it was really intended to figure out like the energy produced by splitting atoms, and then it got twisted and used as a military weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Like drones, cell phones. Everyone loves cell phones. You can militarize a cell phone. Information is half the battle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's the what
so as
like
much as people like,
that right there is the reason why they're banning TikTok supposedly.
I find the ban to be kind of just eh. Apparently, Trump wants to save TikTok. We'll see what he actually does, but
I could give two shits less because I don't use TikTok.
yeah,
And I think the short form videos are a detriment to our brains.
yeah, I can see the popularity of them though. Helps. It just helps get like, especially if you're watching like say CNN has a TikTok. I believe they actually do, but you can get your information for that day or at least the current events and get a summary of it faster than you would watching just the regular news.
You could also read.
yeah.
Yeah, that too. You
To
could
be
also
honest,
read.
But that's what I'm
I
saying. That
can't
all these
read.
things are
Nuke.
making us stupider in the long run.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
technology does.
well, and lazier. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, um, ugh. But it's wild though. Like technology is so good; it helps people communicate. Yada yada yada. It sucks,
A
man.
double-edged sword.
I'm sure
It is a
scientists
catch
every
22.
day are like, I love and hate my
Mm.
my job because like everything they do it typically for good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody's like, but I know how to fuck all this up and use it for something god awful.
Yeah.
Let me show you. And then they do
Yeah,
it.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
I just wish we'd start using our brains for fucking betterment.
The only time we're going to use our brains is to upload our consciousness to some afterlife world server.
Can we like get? I wish Gandhi existed today. Could he just be the world president? God bless him.
Well, if
Somebody
they
that
achieve
just
the
wants.
new world order, yeah, someone's going to be world president.
Why isn't there at least like some kind of world authority that isn't so much an authority, but more like a collective hive of
America.
brains
Hmm.
that just says, give us anything and we will weigh the pros and cons? Because smart people understand that like, there's no solution, there's a trade off, and there's always a difference. Like, nothing humans produce has ever really worked without some sort of side effect.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's always some trade off, some ramification of our behavior. As a computer, like when you are solving problems in software, you have to make trade offs because there's no such thing as perfect. Like there is
Hmm.
always a give and take. And I don't know. I just wish there was some world authority that would just be like, this is the real information, like without bias, without opinion. That's why I actually give respect to the WHO, right? The World Health Organization.
Oh,
When they
yeah.
when they did their article on whether medical cannabis, it's unbiased. They didn't say we want to get high every day, so let's prove that this is good for us or that this can do this. They just used numbers, quantitative statistics, and they came up and they did testing and testing and testing using the scientific method and arrived at a conclusion. And then they published their findings. Like, why is everybody just so opinionated and stuck on one opinion and like can't ever like just interpret information for it's both pros and cons? Like, if everyone in this world was a vegan, maybe the world would be a better place. There's
Well,
pros and cons to that, people.
That's not true because the vegan person who's like,
Mhm.
vegan, da 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 da, she just died for being malnourished.
Makes
Well,
sense.
she was living off like a fruits only diet and stuff. It was
Raw
interesting.
vegan is what it was called, and yeah, it was only fruits and vegetables. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, I
need
don't
that
know the
protein.
stipulations behind it, but there are pros and cons, but there's also ramifications to humans consuming more and more vegetables because it takes probably like 10 times the amount of vegetables and fruit that it does meat or pasta. Well, pasta's fine too, I guess, but meat. I I don't know. I think there's some crazy ramification that if the whole almost what 8.5 billion or whatever the number is, our current population
Whatever it is.
switch to being vegan, we'd like all start like we'd all die of asphyxiation because we'd eat everything off of like everything that produces oxygen we'd end up killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Yeah.
humans would do, right? Like we're going to make this great life-changing thing that's going to truly change the world, and
And then die
it
because
would, but we'd also end up killing so many other life forms on this planet. Like it's just that is human. That right there. That whole make believe story. That's what it is to be human.
Mm,
that got deep.
I did. I liked it.
Ayo. That was an AO.
Hey, that's where we're gonna cut it for today, guys. See you every Friday. Just remember, it's more than cannabis and coffee. It's a mindset. Whether you see us or hear us, you're part of the crew, and we want to hear from you. So make sure to reach out via Facebook, X, or Instagram, which you can find at cannabiscoffeecrew.com. See y'all.